They pop crowd. They pop corn. They pop culture. It's the lowdown.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to the latest installment of the Lowdown Popcast. I am the voice of PCW and the voice of Demons Football, Elliot Popston. And to my right is the founder of the hottest wrestling promotion in the Mid-Atlantic. He is the owner agent of Flyer Float Travel, where you can book your dream getaway at flyerfloattravel.com. He can sell ice to an Eskimo, curator of Spirits with Shane, New York's greatest export, Shane Dorr. What's up, Shane?
Finally, it's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday,
Let's go.
9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and to our left is seven-time fantasy football champion. He is a podcast enthusiast and soon to be Kevin Nash's favorite podcaster. Just like his favorite wrestler, he's been known to outwork everyone, although some may just argue he works everyone. With his self-proclaimed Funko Pop collection, that is the hottest collection out there, by the way. Not your average wrestling mark, handbook, Jonathan Winburn.
It's Tuesday night, guys.
It is Tuesday night.
You know what that means?
What does it mean?
It's Lowdown Podcast night.
That's right.
There we go.
Spirits with Shane.
Hey, we do have Spirits for Shane. And you know what? Hey, this early in the game, we got to say hello to Mr. Cole Maccabee.
Who cares who he is? Just kidding. Love Cole.
Welcome to the show, Cole. Man, appreciate you joining us. So
He's such a good guy.
he is a great guy.
You got me thinking about Cole Maccabee, man. Man, Cole, we got to get together.
I agree.
Maybe bounce some ideas off one another. What do you think, guys?
I'm a fan of Cole. I'm a big fan of Cole. But before we continue, hate to start off with a downer. But we found out in the wrestling community, in the podcast community today, one of the hosts of the Swanton Pod, Matt Orr, lost his life today. So if you would please keep his wife and two kids and his co-host Dalton in your prayers. I'm not going to go into details, but just keep them in your prayer today if you can. And yeah, tragic event.
Awful.
But that being said, we've got some exciting things happening in the wrestling world. We got Revolution this weekend.
Oh, thank God.
We had an impactful WWE Tonight Raw last night.
Awful.
But we have new women's champs.
But we have AEW to look forward to tomorrow. And the weekend.
Hey, Breno, what's up, man?
I love Breno.
So, and we also had week 2 of the XFL.
They're hot, bro. They are hot.
I'm a big fan of the XFL. I love it.
I love how my choice of team with Danucci comes close every week. It's like the Cowboys. They're just like the Cowboys. They come close. Oh, so close. But
Gotta go with my boy Danucci.
Yeah, he looks good. He does look good.
He's with Arlington, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks good.
Roughnecks. That's my team.
Just they don't look so hot. I mean, they just can't close it out. Sounds too familiar. That's all right.
Plays like Dallas, so it's like the Titans.
At least I'm cool. At least I'm what's the word? Where I'm the same.
Consistent.
Consistent. Yeah. I couldn't think of the word.
What did you say, Jonathan?
I was trying to figure out where he was going.
I couldn't think of the word. I'm the same in every single sport. So get so close. Good put.
Yeah.
That's what we do. But yeah. So there's a lot of liquid here on this table. So Jonathan brought us something, Elliot.
He did.
Folks, this is non-alcoholic drink. I don't know what it is, but it smells amazing. Jonathan, you can tell us what it is first before we try this?
It smells like a strawberry lemonade.
It's very sweet. You're not gonna tell us what it is.
No.
That is a very dick thing to do.
Do you tell us what's in yours before you drink
You
it?
usually see me make it.
I do not.
Okay. Okay, sure. All right. So we're gonna try this.
Just because I'm in the room doesn't mean I see you.
Oh. Take your little cup. You haven't tried it
I
yet.
was gonna do yours first.
Oh,
Y'all
okay.
can- yeah, y'all can do that.
All right.
That's Coke Zero.
Yeah. So I wanted to keep
Probably
it.
some Fireball.
That's it. It's Fireball and cola. It's a very popular thing, but I decided to go with Coke Zero. I'm trying to cut down the sugar a little bit, and Fireball doesn't really help that. But anyway, so this is just something simple. It is Fireball and Coke, cola. Smells like Big Red, like just straight Big Red.
Awesome.
Yeah. But this is to the Lowdown Popcast. This is to friends, and to
Bitter
the future
enemies.
of the pro wrestling business, especially the enemies that I have so many of. There you go.
The three best friends that anybody could have.
I was
We're the
for-
three
why you
best
drink?
friends that
Oh, okay.
anyone could have. We're the three best friends that anyone can have, and we'll never, ever, 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 ever leave each other.
The Coke cuts that down substantially, so it's actually more tolerable. But
It does taste just like Big Red.
yeah, I've been thinking about that drink last week. I was talking to somebody about it today at work. It was the glitter bomb, and that was the Goldschlager and drop shot into half a can of Red Bull. Dude, I was thinking about that today. I was like, man, it was that good. So I definitely recommend that one. But
we got to make Irish trash cans one night.
I don't know if you want me to make them. They're good. They're good.
Looks like enough.
They're Irish trash cans good to drink when you have a professional bartender making it. But something tells me mine would be a little bit, a little heavy on the pour. You know what I'm saying? Tell us what we got here, because this smells amazing.
I'll tell you after you drink it.
I don't like that. Okay. It's really good.
What's up, Saint?
That's really good. What is it? Bubblegum? Bubblicious?
Watch it be a C4. We all start itching.
Bro, I swear to God. I knew it.
Zoa. Cherry.
Cherry limeade.
Oh, hey, I said strawberry lemonade. I was close.
It's very well done. I could
So-
want a tea.
So did you
Could
did
have
you get a whole case of those?
No, so that's the only. There's 3 new flavors. That's the only one I was trying to find if they were available anywhere local, and I actually got that at Food Lion in Lugoff.
Well
But
done,
it's just-
Dwayne.
But it's just that one. They don't have the other 2 flavors.
I
It's just that one.
What's the what? It's called like white grape lightning or something like that.
So everybody that's
one?
listening, that is a energy drink.
Huh?
Like
Person.
White grape. Or-
Frosted grape and
Frosted grape.
strawberry watermelon.
So yeah, go ahead.
Zoa.
Yeah.
Zoa is low key, probably like drink for drink, flavor for flavor, my favorite energy drink. But that one's really good.
This one's more carbonated than they used to be.
It's very good.
The
It's true to its flavor.
the orange that they used to have in the old flavor wasn't real didn't have much carbonation.
I can vibe with
Almost
that.
more like a juice. Yeah, that's nice.
Yep. Good call,
Very
Jonathan.
nice.
Zoa Cherry Limeade.
Not a sponsor of the Lowdown Podcast, but if you're interested, Dwayne,
You can be Dwayne. We'll bring a bottle of Terramana as well, which I have a bottle of that in my cabinet. I love Terramana. But anyway,
you got the rosé.
the Reposado.
That one.
And I have the Blanco too. Yeah, that's kind
I
of
got the Blanco at the house.
that's like my rocket fuel. Let a match to it blow up.
I got some. I almost brought it tonight. But I was like, nah, it's a bit too much.
This is really good.
I got some apple pie moonshine.
Don't tell me you had a good time. All right. So what we got, boys? It's Tuesday.
Man,
Monday night.
yeah, we had Monday Night Raw last night.
Yeah.
Don't know if you want to kick anything off before that, Jonathan.
Might as well start with the crappy stuff.
What, Raw?
Yeah, it's exactly right. It was awful.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan. I watched some of it.
I watched as much of it as I could, which was like,
A lot of focus on
Almost
women.
all of it.
A lot of focus on the women's division in that episode.
yeah,
Yeah, and
I'm
that-
okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just, man, I tell you, so one thing that
Lita looking bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say I watched the match.
When you say
so
bad, you mean like not good.
She shouldn't be in the ring anymore.
Okay.
Like slow.
work wise,
Yeah,
you know,
She's old. I mean, she's older. I mean, you got to, she's obviously not in her prime anymore, but like her
But why put the belt on her? Why? Why put the belt on
it's
her? Just so that
I don't-
Damage Control can win it back at WrestleMania
well, and it brought Trish in too.
and have their Mania moment?
however,
It's gonna be six.
you
This is
said-
gonna be a 6-woman tag
you
match.
said why. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with the decision to put the titles on them, but having Lita and Trish back, I mean, you had the match itself wasn't that good, but after the match, I mean, you had like Cardi B and other celebrities commenting that Trish and Lita were back on TV. So I think from a
it's a
a
rating.
buzz
Oh, yeah,
standpoint, I mean,
absolutely.
going into Mania,
I
yeah,
don't know if they had to do. I don't know. Like, I'm all about legitimacy of titles, right? And I think it's important to have your championships, especially ones that are on everyday TV, belong on people that are gonna like bring legitimacy to them, right? That's why I love Roman as champion. I don't know, like even going on the indie scene with Palmetto, they with Drew Adler, right? Drew Adler's carried that belt 3 different reigns over the span of how many years, and
Top tier.
dude, he's phenomenal. But he brings a sense of legitimacy to that title to me. When I think of that company's championship, I think Drew Adler.
I would agree.
I don't know.
I'd agree with that.
I love talking PCW with WWE, by the way, but
I mean,
hey,
same level.
higher. Well, what were you saying? I was talking about Drew Adler. Sorry.
No, I was just saying, all of his title reigns, none of them have been like short, right? All of his title reigns have been they've had
Methodical.
they've had length to them. Heck, and even when he did lose the title, he came back stronger and we won it
With
just
the
like that.
hip replacements.
Hip replacements, yeah.
That dude had dual hip replacements, and
Let's go.
came back looking.
Oh man, and I'll never forget the Chicago Bulls countdown.
Bro, chills. No, North Spring,
With him.
not North Spring, Seven Oaks Park.
Seven Oaks, yeah. It was
Crowd
good.
went nuts. Oh, we got to find that. But yeah. So we all kind of share. I think we share the same opinion about the title change. I think it's leading to the 6-women tag match. You think so? I mean, I think that's kind of point blank.
But I guess my question is, what do they do with the titles, though?
They won't be defended at Mania. I don't think
Why
so.
they let them hold them until SummerSlam? Backlash after Mania?
No, that's going back to a pay-per-view now, right?
WrestleMania
It is going back
Backlash?
to a pay per
It's
view.
gonna be WWE back. It's gonna be its own pay-per-view again.
So it's not WrestleMania Backlash. It's just Backlash.
Nope.
Yep.
Oh, that's good.
And what else is good?
King of the Ring and
Yes,
Queen's Crown, I think, or something.
that's in Saudi Arabia, by the way.
Queen's
it?
Crown?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm fairly certain they're doing the crown jewel and Queen's Crown.
Queen's Crown Jewel.
no, I think it's the same tournament on the King of the Ring card.
I think we better look into that. I think that's in Saudi. Just saying. Don't quote me on it, folks, but I'm pretty sure.
Maybe they're back in Australia.
Yeah. Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa,
Solo reminds me more and more of Umaga, bro.
defeat the Street Profits.
Yep.
So it was,
Solo with the Samoan spike.
yeah, I love that. Great testament.
We're missing the big news that came out of Raw.
What, John Cena's going to be in Boston?
No,
Oh, you might not see him there.
You can bank on it.
they definitely teased. They
That was
definitely teased
awful.
It was.
Awful. All the people in Boston like, come on. Ugh.
Yeah, we're finally gonna get a
Brock
Lesnar.
That was my next
Omos.
part. Bro, Vince McMahon is back.
That's good.
He's back. Did I missed it? Did Brock F5 Omos?
No, he
F5
F5
MVP.
MVP. Omos didn't even come out.
Yeah, it was VIP lounge.
Oh my god. Brock,
He did it.
I hope Brock gets squashed.
He did it because MVP couldn't handle the white lightning. They drank together
And Lesnar pulled it out of his pulled out a flask.
out of his jacket.
out of his jacket.
Frank,
Bet you that was legit too. I
And
guarantee.
MVP spit all over him, and then that's when he fought him.
White Lightning's nasty.
But I mean, I'm thankful that Brock's not the main event.
That you
They
know
might.
of?
But
Two
nights.
the bad thing is all the reports are coming out that like Triple H wants a
Smaller
smaller
card.
card. And I'm like, well, I mean, you already limiting people on the card, and this is the match we're getting.
I
Brock
don't-
Lesnar
I-
versus Omos.
It'd be a quick one. I don't think that's a piss break match, bro. I don't think this Mania is going to be shorter.
That's what I was reading.
I was thinking it was going to be like for future Mania, but shoot, man, WWE's not even be in their hands by this time next year.
Cole says Brock versus Omos was a letdown match announcement, in my opinion.
A letdown. There are so many other things I'd rather see or hear or do or succumb myself
Well, I mean,
to.
especially whenever there's a possibility you might see another Lashley Lesnar match.
I would enjoy that. I like it.
I thought they were leading towards Lesnar and Gunther or something. I mean, I don't
Oh
know.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
not-
That was the rumor. That was the rumor.
Something happened. All right. Brock's getting punished or something. Like
not if
Omos-
Vince is back in charge.
Omos is green is baby crap. All right. Like,
He's greener than meconium.
yeah, I mean, like, I'm not a fan of his work at all. In no way, shape, or form. So you put him with Brock Lesnar. So you're doing one of two things here. You're gonna use Brock to bring up Omos because Brock is Brock, right? Or you're having Omos get squashed.
Yeah.
One of the two. Which is it? What are they gonna do?
Number 3,
Yes.
which is
Just
Lashley comes out,
Oh God.
helps Omos, and you get the Hurt Business back.
Oh, that's even worse
You're
than one or
welcome.
two. Vince is back, folks.
Glad I could write that.
In fact, he's sitting here in studio.
That's good.
No, Vince.
It's not.
Cody Rhodes on his way to Mania, man. Looks amazing. Looks
Chad-
fantastic. Chad Gable.
Can we talk about how good Chad Gable is?
He's superb.
Yeah, I liken him to the current. I know Dolph Ziggler's still on the roster, right? But I mean, Dolph Ziggler has always been the guy. He's always been the worker. You want to have a good match, no matter what it is, put it with Dolph Ziggler.
Because Dolph Ziggler does what I think is the most important thing in professional wrestling, and it's sell.
And Chad Gable does the same thing.
Exactly. I think selling is the most underrated, underutilized, undervalued thing about professional wrestling. I mean, to be able to make somebody else look bigger than you.
Shoosh.
I hate that. I don't like I don't like that. Okay, so yeah, well, there's always something about somebody I don't like. That's part of the gimmick I don't like.
But at least he's not a maximum male model. Like Otis.
I don't like him at all. So, yeah, but
yeah.
Cody Rhodes is in fuego, hot, piping hot on his way to Mania, which ultimately
I mean, Otis has grabbed the attention of Maxine and Mandy Rose. I mean, I don't know. You know something we don't.
Yeah, he does. Caterpillar.
so dumb.
Hey, Caterpillar eventually turns into a butterfly, Shane.
So
Let him spread his wings.
So
Nice
Cody Rhodes is on his way to SmackDown to confront Roman Reigns end of the week. So that should be good.
Yeah, he is. He did say he was going to be on SmackDown.
Judgment Day.
Oh, let's back up.
Go ahead.
You mentioned Street Profits and Solo and Jimmy earlier, and whenever Montez is about to get a hip attack with a chair in his face, KO interrupts with a stunner and walks out, and that was it. That's all you saw of KO. That was it. So,
Well, we'll talk about where we think that's going to go. Judgment Day, they cut their promo. I'm a big fan of the group. I like Judgment Day. Are you guys sold on Dominic Mysterio yet?
no,
Are you a fan?
condom. Isn't that's interesting, right?
Condom.
Exactly.
Oh my god. My mind just blew in the studio.
That's good writing.
Who wrote that? Who said that?
That's what they it goes by condom.
I never knew. I will never be able to look at him the same. Oh my God, condom. Okay. All right. Okay. So cool thing. I mean, it's off topic, but Vicky Guerrero's on her way out of AEW. Wonder if she comes in at some point.
With condom.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Yep.
The rubber broke.
Oh,
His Eddie's.
this is where the rubber meets the road.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I do. But that was just off topic because I think that's going to be could be a possibility at some point down the road. Asuka, Jonathan's favorite, Elliott's favorite,
Oh man, it's my babe.
defeats Carmella via submission.
So I've never been like against Asuka, but just
What
never
up,
been
Billy?
like on her. Like, I mean, she's good. I mean, not taking anything
She's
away
great.
from it at all. Like, yeah, she's great. But there's something about when she came out of the Rumble with the face paint that she's
The Muda
been
thing.
using since that point.
Dude,
I mean, it's
she's
just
changed.
been another level. Like her character, just in WWE, has been
I'm bought in.
completely different.
Billy says, "What's up, guys?" Brino says it's a shame, or the only thing he hates is that they waited so long to start letting Chad wrestle. Hey, well, and if you think back, man, those who followed NXT when Chad and Jason Jordan,
Yep.
when they were
phenomenal.
American Alpha, right?
Yeah, they were great.
I mean, you got to see Chad at his best, in my opinion. And then like they moved him up to the main roster of American Alpha was doing great, but Jason Jordan suddenly becomes Kurt Angle's son, then gets injured. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Ron. They were fantastic.
They were really the closest thing to Haas and Benjamin. They really were.
You know,
On a skill level.
absolutely. Yeah, I wish there was some way, shape, or form that Jason Jordan could get cleared and would be okay. But I know that the injury is the risk doesn't outweigh the reward, I guess, in his eyes.
And he's having a blast producing, man.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, he's been able to produce and put up some good matches. So, Cole laughed at the condom thing earlier.
He blowed my mind.
And Brino mentioned American Alpha was the ghost. Totally agree. American Alpha will always be one of those where you say, man, if he wouldn't have gotten injured, what could have been? So
I would have loved to see that team managed by Kurt Angle. I think
absolutely.
it would have been fantastic.
I would have worked with the whole quote unquote angle of having one of them be his son.
Kurt Angle.
Yeah, I would have definitely. I know why they were trying to go with Jason Jordan, but
That was just a dumb thing.
I would have. First I would have nixed the idea to begin with, but if it had to happen, I would have gone with Chad Gable instead.
So Asuka's piping hot right now. Defeated Carmella via submission. Candice LeRae defeated Piper Niven via pinfall.
And there's some weird thing going on with Nikki Cross and having this infatuation with Candice LeRae. It's just weird.
Does it remind you of the Mickey James and Trish Stratus stuff?
Yeah.
A little bit.
You can see where they're pulling influence from.
Yeah. Like I hadn't thought about that until you just said it, but yeah.
Seth Rollins, he's building up to his match with Logan Paul.
Yep. Miss TV.
Appeared on Miz TV.
Who, by the way, is the host of WrestleMania Hollywood this year?
Nobody better. Absolutely nobody better.
Well, I mean, I can think of one. His name's Dwayne Johnson.
I'm over him.
Wasn't the Miz?
By the
host of
way, speaking of
WrestleMania?
Dwayne Johnson, did you hear that his people came out and said, if something comes up for Mania, might be available.
I did not see that.
They said it.
But wasn't the Miz the host of Mania when The Rock came back and beat Cena?
Dun, dun, dun.
Probably. I mean, they said it. They said if a call comes from WWE for something with Mania and The Rock's available, he's there. That was a direct quote. So I ain't totally squashing the possibility yet. In fact, if an unannounced appearance at Mania would be, I think,
Better.
At this stage of the build would be the most bang for your buck to really capitalize on it.
Apropos.
Bobby Lashley, poor Elias. Bobby Lashley.
Dude, I love Elias, man.
Man,
I love his work in the ring.
Dude,
I love
his look.
I love his look, his gimmick. Like when they let him, hello, I'm Elias.
The brother can sing, play an instrument.
Yep.
He's jacked. I mean, he looks like $1 million. I just wish there was some sort of like
Ezekiel.
good path for him. Yeah, that was dumb.
Yep.
But something that would lead to him carrying some sort of gold. And then Johnny Wrestling defeats Otis via pinfall. That was the whole.
Who was accompanied by Maximum Male Models and Maxine.
Yep. So that was Raw in its entirety.
Yep.
So a lot of focus on the women's division again. I'm okay with that.
It was ridiculous. On that note,
You make it. You
Shut up, Jonathan.
you making a mess. You spilling it.
Shut up, Jonathan. Smell like rum chata. All right, but yeah, that was Raw in its entirety.
so Ron says he's a believer in Dexter Lumis. I like Dexter Lumis.
Yes.
Interested to see what happens with him. Since him and the Miz have kind of ended. What's the? Oh, you really spilled it.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. It was running out the side of the bottle.
Guys, you're no help to me.
Broke the cap and all of it.
I don't think I broke it. I just think it needs a twist on. I couldn't do it with that.
No cap.
There. See, that's all it took. I fixed it. Jesus.
Good guy.
Funny story about that today, but I can't share it.
So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Dexter Lumis now. He had his thing with the Miz, but now he's kind of just gone.
It's a common thing around there.
What else we got? We want to jump into AEW. You want to?
I mean, because of pay-per-views this weekend, should either one of you guys watch SmackDown before we can jump into AEW? Finish WWE talk.
I have not.
Did you?
I did not.
Yeah, Saints over there
I know-
shaking his head.
Yeah, I know Sammy and
And that is sad because SmackDown is the best show they got.
SmackDown is a better show, man.
It's not even
Friday
close.
Friday nights are just. I mean, it's hard for me to watch anything before 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then I'm tired.
I take that back. I did actually watch part of SmackDown. I just forgot about it.
We'll share. We'll share what you saw with the class.
So New Day interrupted LA Knight, but a pretty decent promo.
I mean, LA Knight's he's amazing.
That was it.
Yeah, they were talking because he was talking about Kofi
Cut off.
Kofi Mania and being cut short, with Brock and all that stuff. So but it was kind of good.
They still NXT tag champs?
I believe so.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about them losing. It's a New Day.
Yes, it is.
Well, one thing we didn't touch on Raw. What did you feel? Did you see the thing with Bray when Bobby was leaving?
The whole
That's
the gimmick.
I was trying to remember
the Firefly.
I don't know
lifting
what
weights and
he was watching it he was watching his promo from the production truck. What?
I was trying to remember who Bobby was supposed to be facing, but yeah, that's Bray. Bray said he was gonna. Bray announced on pay-per-view, I'm gonna face whoever wins between Bobby Lashley and Bray Wyatt or Brock Lesnar. Bobby who?
Exactly. I don't know what they're doing.
I don't know. I've kind of lost interest.
It's lost all the luster. Do you remember the build, man, with like the white rabbit and the music and the mystery and like it's all gone. And it really started at that pay-per-view for me. I know there was a bunch of with Yankee Doodle jumping from the top.
Uncle Howdy.
Yeah.
Whatever.
He presented the news on Friday. The weather, not the news, the weather. My bad. I'm sorry. The weather.
Ron said he had to DVR everything the last 2
Okay.
weeks. And Billy said Callis is the tag team champs on NXT now.
I don't know who that is. So I lost my luster in the Bray Wyatt stuff. Like there was small things that were happening up until that point, but it really did it for me watching that botch 6 foot wide right, like a Dallas Cowboys field goal.
Only in the playoffs.
Exactly. On a big stage. See? Case in point. And I don't know. It just hasn't felt the same. So I don't know. I love Bray Wyatt. Don't get me wrong.
I think they took too long for Uncle Howdy to develop.
That's what y'all been saying for
and
months.
The thing that kind of issue I have is you have one Uncle Howdy. You have one Uncle Howdy who is wearing a full mask with a top hat. And then you have the Uncle Howdy who's obviously Bo Dallas in the ring with Bray with almost Undertaker Phantom mask.
Then you also got this new, it's a full face mask one, like an executioner style mask.
Well, that's Bray when he walks out. He wore that when he came out at the
in that promo video. I have to go back and watch it, but there's separate from Bray. There's a full face mask character, not Bray, looking at his eyes, talking. I don't know.
There was one character where I think it was
I'm all
supposed to be
confused.
Bray, but it didn't look like Bray.
Had the hair
wearing the mask, but something looked off. Like I was like, I don't know if that's Bray or not. But I think the big thing was all the intrigue around Wyatt coming back, the White Rabbit, all that stuff was just like all the questions it brought with it. You know, who's the Wyatt Six? You know, who's playing Uncle Howdy when Uncle Howdy first showed up, or when they first started trademarking stuff, like who was going to be who. But now it's just like I could care less. I mean, even if they come out and present it, unless it's like a big surprise and it's somebody that we just don't see, I could care less. And it's too long. There's been a lot of
Who's the tag team that came from Ring of Honor and Impact? They were at Ring of Honor. They left, went to Impact. Everybody was saying that.
I know who you're talking about.
Everybody was saying that Uncle Howdy and Uncle Harper was going to be these two guys. Like,
I'm gonna laugh if all these names are trademarked and if none of these are used. I mean, you haven't heard any names.
You've heard Uncle Howdy, but that's the only one.
Yeah.
Ron said Gallus is bad A. They were a great part of the NXT UK. I've seen them wrestle a couple times. They are pretty good. Oh God, what's their name? They were 6-man tag team champs for a while in Ring of Honor.
I know who you're talking about too.
They were all white. They I can't think of their name. One of the guys has dreads, and he was part of Honor No More in Impact.
The Kingdom? No.
No, the Kingdom's Matt Taven and Mike Bennett.
The Righteous.
That's it.
The something.
Yeah. The Righteous.
But
we'll see what happens. I think the Righteous would be great to team up with Bray Wyatt and whatever. Bo is going.
I don't care.
Just losing all interest in it. I mean, it's just not been doing anything for me.
It's taking too long. Taking way too long.
But start running us through that the go home show.
AEW.
Two other WWE tidbits real quick.
Ooh.
We don't really have any sports stuff to talk
I hope
about.
they're interested.
So the rumor is that Dragon Lee is going to show up on NXT to answer Grayson Waller's challenge to Shawn Michaels.
Heard that.
Should be good. Should be a good match.
Which would be amazing. Huge loss on AEW side. Big pickup, big win.
We got Roos Jr. though.
Yeah.
Well, I think he said that there's just a lot of luchadors and stuff on AEW. That he just kind of wanted to stand out a little bit. The other news. Did you see who was announced as a legend in WWE 2K23?
Goldberg,
No, bigger.
The Rock,
Nope.
Triple H, Mick Foley,
You have an idea?
Shawn
Did you
Michaels.
see it?
Ronda Rousey.
No.
Who?
I mean,
Charlotte Flair.
I think most of them are in the game, but this one just got announced like yesterday.
Kurt Angle,
But they're labeling him as a legend.
Sting.
No, I wish.
That ain't gonna happen. I don't know.
Tyler Breeze. As a legend. That's how he's listed.
You
as
are
a,
kidding
as a
me.
legend. Yeah.
You got a picture of that?
Dude, he
They did he was on there with I think Bailey and
they were up,
Xavier
down, down.
Woods, and it was up, down, down, and they announced like he was like, we're introducing a legend that has not been announced yet for
That's a rib.
2K23, and they were like, you heard us right, legend, and they were like, our very own Tyler Breeze, and then everybody started cheering, but it was that's what they said, is he was going to be under the legends category.
Breezango. Breezango was dope.
Not even as a DLC. He's gonna be in as a legend.
I think that's what they said.
Where's my fireball?
Ron says that's got to be a rip, bro. I don't think
Gotta
it
be.
was.
That's what I just said. Awful.
I don't think it was.
We can't even get it out.
No, I don't think it was. I don't think it was a rib. I think it's a legit thing. And now it could be because of how big they are in the gaming community. They said, "Hey, Tyler Breeze is a legend in his own right."
His own mind makes my temporal lobe hurt.
Ron says, "I mean, Dango or Dongo is at least riding with Kerry Morton."
Yeah, well, most over he's ever gotten. All right. Anything else, Jonathan?
No, that's all WWE stuff.
Dongo.
I just thought I just thought that news was just tailor made for you to hear. So
Tyler made.
Man, you remember how over that Fandango was?
Oh, bro, yeah,
he was over that. There was a point where he was over for a few months. All right, let's get to the better stuff. Sorry, Saint. I know you're probably cringing at that thought, but sorry. Let's get to the more exciting stuff.
We can breeze right by this next part.
We got any more of that, Zoa?
No.
Not enough for him to share.
There isn't another one out in the car, but maybe.
Let's talk about the go home show.
Yeah, so we know we'll hear from the Ocho, Chris Jericho.
Who?
The Ocho.
He's actually in a match against Peter Avalon.
Yeah, pretty Peter Avalon.
What interesting thing with Chris Jericho said. He said today or yesterday or today that he has no interest in going back to WWE. Zero interest. He said there's a lot of exciting things happening to AEW. He likes where he's at. He still likes to be on TV, but he's liking his he's talking to the boys in the back, kind of critiquing. And
I love him as an announcer.
He's fantastic, dude. He can literally do it all. So I'm pretty excited that he's going to be sticking around. I know his contract's been extended through 2025. So
I was like, well, there's
there's
obviously Cody left. Then you have Kenny and the Young Bucks, and they're really not sure where they stand.
I'm a little nervous
company wise. So I mean, you got to have somebody that was there from the beginning.
So
I'm a little.
Here's something I read: Kenny Omega's contract's already up.
They added time for injury. Contract's up, but they added. They didn't leak how much time, but it's definite that time was added for injury. So
they lose at Revolution, he's out.
I think they're setting up. I think they're setting up for something big after Revolution.
So let me ask you this: Jonathan doesn't really like Kenny Omega. I love Kenny Omega. You love Kenny Omega. I love the Elite, especially their comeback here with the whole Carry On Wayward Son. That thing that pops me every single time. Let me ask you this: so Cody Rhodes leaving AEW is big, right? Monumental, seeing how his current run's going in the Fed. How big would it be if Kenny Omega and or the Young Bucks leave as well?
I think it would be less than Cody.
So in combination with Cody, you don't think that's
Cody
devastating?
Cody still holds all the weight. No,
Yeah, I think Cody's staying where
I
he's
don't think
at.
it's devastating at all. They were gone for 7 months, and nobody really, in my opinion, didn't notice.
Okay. Good. I mean, good input, Jonathan. What do you think? You don't think it's that devastating? Another or 3 more EVPs?
No, I mean, from on a WWE side, I definitely think they would have way less of an impact than Cody has had. Because he was already there, so like WWE audience already knew him. I mean, a lot had changed, but they still had the name. But I was reading something. I wish I would have saved it so I would know the source or who said it. But they were talking about Kenny not knowing where he would fit in the WWE locker room. That he's hasn't
different.
really developed his character in AEW. That he's a fantastic worker. He's put on good matches, but he's just kind of.
I read that same thing.
Cartoony. I mean, just and I
He's
just
very
don't
animated.
know if that would how that would translate.
So what I read was
I don't think he'd be the main guy.
What I read was him going to AEW hasn't improved his stock.
Has not?
No, because his character
Or
has
he
been
helped
less
start AEW.
His character has been less developed than when he was in New Japan.
Minus the run that he had as the belt collector. I thought that was awesome. I think that was his best run in AEW. The whole belt collecting thing.
Ron said, "I can't be the only person who y'all have to state as the guy who doesn't care for AEW. It's not the worst thing I've seen." It also says he agrees with the fact that it doesn't hold that Young Bucks and Kenny leaving doesn't hold as much weight as Cody.
Well,
and he can't see them doing anything in WWE, so I don't see that being logical at all.
I just think there's some matches there that would be rather enticing as a viewer. But I don't know. Cody's whole story.
Matches, yeah, but you got to get there. I mean, it's the storytelling in between the matches.
I think Kenny by himself would be bigger than debuting Kenny and the Young Bucks together. I don't know. I think Kenny, one of those cheesy, whatever, lights out, boom, he's there. I think that would be a big reaction. I don't know.
I think you'd have, I think you'd have a lot of people being like, "Who is this?"
I think you'd be surprised. I don't know. Like, you saw the WWE reaction to Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, but it's Cody Rhodes.
But he was also AEW mainstay.
He's the grandson of a plumber.
Son of a common man.
Baby.
Hey, baby.
The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
And Finneman.
But I just don't like. So MJF, that would be one I could see succeed in WWE, like easy.
No, because they are not. He is not going to be a fraction of who he is.
I don't. That's not what I said. I think he could be the top heel in WWE. I could see that.
He was already a security guard for Goldberg. Didn't work.
I don't see Kenny or the Bucks being the top tag team or the top heel or face on either brand.
I'd be interested. I'd take that bet.
Cole says, "I think the Bucks would get the reaction over Kenny, but they wouldn't be utilized well."
And that's where we talked at one point in time about the way Cody got treated when he went back to WWE behind the scenes, or like at least what we heard, or how things were presented on TV, and then the crowd reaction. Like what is that going to do for the AEW roster that does have contracts coming up soon? Are they going to want to jump ship, knowing that Cody was as over as he was when he went back? But I think to a certain level of talent, it could be a good thing. I mean, like them seeing Cody do that, it could be like, hey, let's try it there, see what we can do. But for somebody that's at the top of the pack, AEW wise, like Kenny and the Bucks, I think it would be
not from a payday standpoint.
Not from a payday, but I don't think they would be happy at all. I think maybe at first when they got there, but I think they were talking about being utilized. Like I could see them getting there thinking things are going to be a certain way because of Cody, because of the perceived value, and then getting there and not being utilized and getting unhappy really quick.
But if they went there, or I don't want to talk about the young, but I'm focused on Kenny. If Kenny went
Kenny
there,
too.
Yeah, if Kenny went there and got and the debut was nicely done, and he was received well, I think that would determine everything.
They got to debut him in Montreal.
I think Kenny would be over.
Ron's
had to be something surprise.
If Kenny debuted in WWE, I would love to see Brock Lesnar just come out there and F5 him and walk out.
Awful. He's from Canada. Hey,
Ron says MJF is what the E wanted the Miz to be. And Billy says he has too much talking, not enough wrestling, where I don't think MJF will truly fit in WWE. Where would you fit him in?
He couldn't unless
well, hold on.
What? Wait,
time
whoa,
out. Time
whoa,
out. Time out.
Wait, let me say my thought before I forget it, because you know how I am.
About to say, let me forget it.
Yeah, well, precisely. MJF would not fit in today's WWE. If WWE sells and goes private, all bets are off the table. Anything can happen. That's what
I think you're completely wrong.
What? How can MJF can't control who he like that is who he is on TV. You see how he is on Twitter. You see how he's interacting with people, signing whole naked titties and signing them in full autographs.
He didn't.
He did. Full nipple out.
He didn't sign it, though.
He was going to. He said it. He literally said it. You could have had me sign your titty, lady, or something like that. He can't do that in WWE.
You don't know. They might, but I'm not talking. But I'm saying like so Billy's comment made it sound like
he can't wrestle.
He can't wrestle.
First of all,
I had to pull his comment back up so I can read it.
So Billy says he has too much talking, not enough wrestling. Where I don't think
he's not talking about MJF there.
Billy, clarify. Are you saying MJF isn't a good enough wrestler?
No, he's saying he has too much talking, not enough wrestling. He's talking about somebody else.
No, where I don't think.
Then he's thinking MJF's not going to fit in WWE. Billy, I'm help me out.
Where would you fit him, MJF, in?
Where I don't think MJF will choose. I don't know what he's saying anymore. But MJF doesn't fit in WWE. He does not.
He says his whole comment is about MJF.
Shut up, Billy. Shut up. In the words of George South.
From a wrestling standpoint, you don't think MJF fits in WWE's current product?
Wrestling, yeah, of course. Anybody could fit the WWE mold for wrestling. I'm talking about character, persona. Oh my God, I think something happened to my kid. Oh Lord Jesus.
I think Triple H would love the fact that love having MJF on the roster.
Yeah, it's just
Ron said he thinks Billy said it right. You're just in denial, Shane.
Not in denial. Denial's not just a river in Egypt.
So here's the thing. To say MJF can't wrestle means you did not watch the to catch the match with MJF.
Is that what Billy's saying? He can't wrestle?
Yeah, that's what Billy's saying.
Oh, Billy, you're absolutely wrong.
Billy's saying he has too much talk and he's not a good enough wrestler.
He's
to
improved.
fit into WWE.
He's improved big time. I don't think the persona, the character, who he is, fits the WWE mold. Wrestling, yeah, okay, but the gimmick, no.
I mean, I think his promo stuff would have to
be dialed back
a little bit.
A little.
A lot of it.
He'd have to be on Raw, and he'd have to be the very last segment after 11 o'clock. Like they just have to run over like 5 minutes, and then he could have a little bit more reign on what he could do.
Can't happen.
Not that he can't wrestle, he just doesn't wrestle enough.
That's okay. It's a methodical build though, too, Billy. With the
okay, so he doesn't wrestle enough. Gotcha. All right.
He looks, dude. He got cut. MJF jacked.
Well, that's for that.
Well, it's hard. Maybe. It's hard to have everybody on AEW's roster wrestle enough when you got
80
loaded roster and only 3 hours of TV.
Yeah,
that's got to change too.
Ron says I don't agree with Billy all the way either. I mean, Von Wagner is on NXT, and that dude is the epitome of the drizzling craps.
I love Ron.
Yeah,
guys,
Von Wagner is trash.
I know the Saint. I just can't tell you his name. That's never stupid. Never gets old.
Hey guys, I'm Ron the Saint Emerson. His name's Ron Emerson, Shane.
So kayfabe, bro, is trying to keep it alive.
So, Ron, I don't know if we've ever told you that story. I think we have, but Shane let us know that he had an interview with the Saint. We were like, "Who's the Saint?" He's like, "He's the Saint. I can't tell you." So we have told Ron, but the rest of you may not have heard this. So, he's like, "Just tune in." Sends us the link. All right, we tune in. First line. Hey guys, I'm Ron the Saint Emerson. I'm like, Shane, his name's Ron.
I mean, I was with Shane when he was doing the interview.
I was at work.
Yeah,
it was funny. It was very, very funny.
I was trying to keep kayfabe alive, bro. You know, whatever.
But nevertheless, good story. But I think what would happen with MJF
He'd
is
fall.
I think they turn. I mean, they had the Miz already, right? So I mean,
They would make that a story. That'd be story number one. That's who you go feud with.
he did a feud with him,
All
or
right.
it's become another Alex Riley.
So hypothetically, if you had one person from AEW's roster,
Okay.
like person or tag team, who would you see? Who would be the biggest potential star for WWE to get? Like if everybody's contract was up and WWE could hire any one person from the roster, who would be the biggest, not the biggest name, but the one that would be the biggest benefit to WWE?
Adam Cole, baby.
Bryan Danielson.
Think so?
You got to think back to that run. Yeah, nobody's forgotten that at all. The whole comeback story, announcing that he's cleared, the title run, that was all under WWE's banner. So I think they ain't forgotten.
I'd say Adam Cole because of everything he did for NXT. That's who I'd say. Cole says Wardlow.
No.
Ron
Sorry, Cole.
Ron says Wardlow,
I love you.
and Billy says Samoa Joe.
Okay. Wardlow. I love Wardlow.
Wardlow was who I had in mind.
Really?
Yeah.
So you think if you took Wardlow now and put him on WWE's TV,
I think
the crowd would?
No, I'm not saying. That's not what you misunderstood. What I'm saying. I'm saying if WWE could pick one person from AEW's roster to have to make like sky's the limit, like who would have the biggest impact in WWE's product?
Wardlow fits
not
the
right,
mold,
like
for sure.
right away.
I'm thinking who's gonna have the best reaction.
Not that. I'm
My
saying
bad.
who could be like
Okay, Wardlow makes sense then.
the biggest star.
He's WWE's look.
I mean,
Brian Cage.
with that you have Wardlow, Brian Cage, and you even have Will Hobbs.
They'd ruin him. They'd put him in. They'd put him in the hurt business.
Powerhouse. Yeah, they would.
So I definitely think. Brian Cage is a tough one. He's a monster. Wardlow just looks more natural.
The thing that hurts Brian Cage is his height.
Yeah, he is short little fella.
Wardlow is several inches taller.
Yeah, and
Now-
Wardlow looks natural.
Brian Cage also wears lifts, like thick lifts.
No, vice versa, sort of. Who would be one WWE superstar that would have the biggest impact going to AEW
Roman Reigns.
besides Roman? Roman's. He's
Brock.
But
like who could go to AEW tomorrow and it just like change the game?
A lot of them.
The biggest one.
Brock's big. No, stop,
dude.
Come on.
Don't do that, Jonathan.
You
Just
can't
kidding.
deny it.
No way.
I actually think the one that would have the biggest impact is not a wrestler.
Shane, Stephanie,
No.
Triple H.
Heyman.
Paul Heyman.
Oh, if you had Paul E show up, Paul E dangerously.
Put Paul Heyman on the mic, Paul Heyman agenting, Paul Heyman writing, booking. That would change AEW's landscape.
Ron said,
Period.
Reaction, Britt Baker.
They got Charlotte already.
Cole said only reason why not Adam Cole is because they wanted to make him a manager before he left. Video Matt would push Wardlow to the moon.
And Adam Cole denied that, Cole, and I think he was doing that out of
Billy
the
said
goodness
Cody.
of his heart.
Billy said bring Cody back to AEW. I mean, that's
he would not be as well received leaving for WWE. Guarantee it. He'd be booed out of the arena.
Oh, well, I'd bring him back as a heel.
Oh,
he was borderline like
He was a tweener.
about
listen.
needed to be heel before he
Do
left.
y'all remember the one episode he dyed his hair black?
Yeah. Next week it was blonde again.
I saw him with his. I was like, oh heck, let's go, heck yeah.
Yeah.
I,
Next
don't know,
week,
I like him better with the blonde.
Yeah, but they were teasing him. He came out all black suit, black hair.
What do you want to talk about? Remember the whole? He knew he was gone that moment, but we haven't even started the card. How did we get off down these rabbit holes?
All right. Well, we hit one match on the card, and that's
Jericho and Pretty Peter Avalon.
Yeah.
Okay. FTW Championship match: Hook versus Matt Hardy. Boring. Go Hook. Bigger news with how about Jeff Hardy? Y'all been hear about Jeff Hardy?
Jeff not getting
No jail time.
Yep.
He's cleared.
Yep.
He did lose his license for 10 years.
Yep.
So, I mean, give or take, he's out of jail. Hopefully, most importantly, he's clean. And I would love to see him get that one final run.
For sure.
Tony Storm versus Riho.
Still not a fan.
Piss break.
Come on. Really?
I mean, Tony Storm's going to win. Rio do all the work.
Tony Storm's phenomenal. Orange Cassidy.
Yep, no license for 10 years, right?
Versus
Cool.
Big Bill. The All Atlantic Championship. Think Big Bill takes it?
No.
No.
They keep it on Orange.
How do they have him beat Big Bill?
Danhausen.
Now, Danhausen.
I know there's still more matches on the card, but so far nothing of what you said has for this to be the go home show to the pay per view has me interested at all. None of the matches have anything to do with the card.
We're gonna hear from MJF and Bryan Danielson.
Yeah. Okay.
Ron says
Ron
Ron says Rio's not believable to me. I mean, I don't know if she's supposed to be, but
she's like 4'4".
yeah, she's like 30 pounds soaking wet with bricks in her shoes.
All right, so let's go to the face of the Revolution ladder match, which is going to steal the show, right? Your favorite guy, say his name.
Eddie Kingston.
Konosuke Takeshita
Konosuke Takeshita
versus Santana versus the debuting Commander. Hallelujah. It's going to be amazing. Versus Action Andretti, he's been fantastic, I think, since he signed. Versus Sammy Guevara. Versus AR Fox. Versus Eddie Kingston. Versus Powerhouse Hobbs with Samoa Joe on commentary. I can't wait. That needs to be an hour. Period. That whole match.
It probably will be.
It needs to be. It's going to be awesome. And the very fact that AEW puts these kind of matches on TV really, it does make me happy.
Who do you think takes it?
It's got to be Takeshita. Takeshita.
Takeshita.
One more time.
Takeshita.
Whatever. It's got to be him.
I think he gets almost there.
Guevara?
Guevara or Hobbs. I think somebody a heel wins it, but I think they build it up.
I think a face wins it because they'll be facing Joe Warren likely for the TNT Championship.
It's got to be Takeshita. Has to be. I guess it could be AR Fox. I guess. No, it doesn't make sense. Or do they want Eddie Kingston? Could be Eddie Kingston.
Could be.
Is Eddie or Takeshita, in my opinion, if I was to pick two. I don't know which one.
Spoiler alert, Eddie Kingston beats MJF at the next pay-per-view for the AEW title. Not even close. That's Sunday, by the way.
I thought he was at the next one, like after.
Yeah. I'm sure he was.
Oh, okay. I was definitely confused there for a second. And then the Casino Tag Team Battle Royale.
And this is where we see FTR make their return. Hopefully.
You guys still on that?
I hope
still
so.
Biting that?
That's what I would like to see happen.
They have a mystery tag team.
Yeah, I'm leaning.
Probably the Varsity Blondes.
Why? It could be the Workhorsemen.
I'd be fine with the Workhorsemen.
Of course, you better be.
Even though they wouldn't go over.
Oh, you never know. I'm pretty sure they said that in Evolve too.
Ron says, yeah, because MJF isn't losing to Brian.
I think MJF loses the belt. That's my like. What's that? He's not.
Yeah,
Billy.
When does Andrade come back? He's probably not. He's probably sitting at home until his contract runs out.
He's on his way back to the Fed.
And you can especially kind of bank on that with the way Charlotte alluded to the poppy that she has at home waiting on her to Dom this past week on SmackDown. To Condom, yeah.
So it's weird. So nothing on the AEW flyer says anything about the and nothing in the write up says anything about a surprise tag team anymore. Like, well, everything they said doesn't say anything about it.
But they showed it on the graphic on the show, I believe. I remember correctly.
They might have changed it. They might have.
It's not there.
People might have been. Yeah, people might have been talking about FTR, and they might have taken it off just to be like, "We're about to shoot ourselves in the foot." You know,
mm-hmm. It's literally there's no talk about any special team anymore because it would have them blank. They're not there.
And they could have just taken them off for space and stuff too. And then they have a Joker because they have to have a Joker.
No, I guess they don't have to.
Yeah. They always have a Joker.
All right, so let's say they do still have the Joker. If it's not FTR, what other
Varsity Blondes.
tag teams make sense?
I mean,
Griff Garrison's been injured. See,
But I thought him and Pillman were kind of. Well, maybe it's because he's been hurt. I was like,
Well-
Pillman's definitely been doing his own thing.
but Pillman's also been tagging with Brock Anderson.
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, I'm still looking at. Ain't nobody said.
Ron says only makes sense for FTR. I mean, I agree.
So, that's what I would like to see happen. The FTR come back because I think the biggest thing that AEW could do as a company, and I mean, honestly, I think the biggest buzz they could make is to have Kenny and the Young Bucks versus Punk and FTR in a trios match. Well, there's been a lot of talk about Punk. I mean, we talked about him for a while, then it died down, but there's just been a lot of people commenting on Punk publicly lately.
Well, he was at New Japan. Public in the crowd.
Mark Henry's been talking about it. I mean, Kenny was on Renee's.
When's
podcast.
Forbidden Door? Is that the next?
That's coming up June, I believe.
So
That
that
was
was probably be the next pay per view, right?
That was leaked by Spectrum.
Sort of. I mean,
So-
we say leaked. I mean, it might not be right.
we
but
we get Punk back for Forbidden Door, him versus Kenta. Especially with Kenta making the comment he made.
in Double or Nothing, I think is in May.
Okay.
And the reports keep saying 2 months. So 2 months from right now would be May. So he could come back.
The problem is we said all these things that we want to see, like
Expectations.
all these things that
high.
we would make happen if we were in control. If we were in control of a wrestling company, that's what we would make these things happen.
Yeah, but
But-
unfortunately,
But like,
If only.
yeah, like is what it is.
And you don't think it happens?
With Punk,
You don't think he comes back? I know you didn't, but now, I mean, like,
I'm
now that
still
it's
not
died
sold
down-
on it. I have this eerie feeling.
is this eerie feeling based on a like private message with Phil and you're a Facebook messenger, or
No. I got a feeling that he's gonna swerve everybody and be back in WWE. I've alluded to that since the beginning. It makes me physically ill. However, I think it's gonna be the biggest swerve bigger than Cody. Now, go back to your question about who WWE could sign that could be bigger. Anybody bigger than CM Punk?
FTR?
No. They're up there. They would be big, but CM Punk would be WWE's biggest get, right?
Listen,
Agree?
Probably.
here's the thing.
Agree?
I
Bigger than
bet
Cody?
WWE fans are good enough. They heard, oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be bigger than Cody.
That's Mikey Ruckus, I think, though. I don't think WWE would get that, would they?
Now the revival music started with, oh yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking
I could
The little
hear the
80s.
Revival's music and I wouldn't even know it. So
I know that one. That one gets me amps.
Oh, say yeah. Say yeah.
What were they in WWE? The
The
Revival.
revival.
Awful.
I think it would be a decent pop, but it wouldn't be Cody. Nowhere close
Oh,
to Cody.
come on.
What, FTR?
No, I'm talking about Punk.
Oh no, Punk would be bigger than Cody.
That's scary.
It would might. I don't know if it would last as long as Cody's like
Well, because
because
Cody's
Cody's buzz has
storyline.
been like I mean there's a lot there, but initially it would.
Yeah, smile on it. Yep, that's it. There it is. So I still think
I
that
just don't see it happening.
that's
So,
my gut.
All right. Punk's pop in WWE or Lesnar's pop in AEW. Which one's bigger?
Punk.
Yeah, by far.
I just think that WWE crowd is so fixed. Like I don't know. Like they know what they like, what they get. They know what they want, and when they get it,
'Cause
they're
I think-
happy.
I mean, so if Punk showed up on WWE, I mean both of them, Lesnar on AEW too, they would both be like major shocks.
Yeah,
But I
it
think
just throws the whole
I think-
landscape.
Lesnar to AEW would be a shock, like initially, like right in the moment, would be like, oh, like Lesnar's here, but I don't think I think it would just be the initial. I don't think AEW's fan base would welcome Brock.
I can see that. I would agree. It's a different fan base. AEW's crowd loves those indie guys, man. Loves like Punk. Punk was Ring of Honor, right? Those what are those underdog type.
Whereas Punk could show up and get a reaction, and then the next night walk out and the crowd boo him, and he could cut a promo about like needing a savior or something like that, and immediately turn it around. Brock's not going to do that.
Hey, Ron says AEW doesn't care about made talent; they're indie centric.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think if I was to kind of expound upon that, I think AEW cares about in-house made talent, homemade, homegrown talent. But as far as made talent coming into the company, I think you're right. If that's what you're alluding to, Ron, I'd agree. What else? We all caught up with them.
What else on the card? Is that it?
That was it for Dynamite. Then we got a Ring of Honors Thursday, debuting Thursday night, 7:00.
Something I was gonna say about something with AEW came to mind.
Ron says he means none of them are homegrown.
Come on. I mean, as far as mainstream goes, I mean, a lot of these guys had success on the indies, but I'm sorry, but nobody on national TV knew who Sammy Guevara was. I mean, I love the indies, but you know, you can only cover so many and know so many people.
No, from Impact.
Yeah, like Sammy Guevara got mainstream national attention on AEW. Action Andretti is very popular in indies, but he's getting his name recognition on AEW. Wheeler Yuta, we know he worked for us, but he's getting national mainstream attention via AEW.
Hey,
I consider those guys homegrown talent. Sorry.
So he's meaning like you get signed at the Performance Center, get trained, come up on NXT, and you're talking about a farm system.
Yeah, I just disagree with that thought. I consider somebody a homegrown talent. Like if they scooped up, if they're scooped up, Guevara is fantastic.
Yeah, but Guevara's a putz.
And Jonathan knows who that guy goes home to every night. He's doing okay.
I met her. She's actually pretty nice.
Yeah, she was.
Despite how she acts on TV.
She's very sweet.
Very nice.
Very kind.
So, funny story.
Yes.
Whenever we went to, was that Battle of the Belts?
The horrible one?
Yeah. That's where we got to see Sammy and
Tony Khan.
Tony and Luchasaurus.
Hey, Austin. Hi, guys.
and Ty. So, Asher, at the time, Sammy was TNT champ. Asher wanted a picture so bad with Sammy Guevara. Couldn't get one with Sammy, but he got one with Ty, and he got one with Dante Martin. And like he was like, Dad, I really want a picture with Sammy Guevara. And we all kind of looked at him and was like, son, you just had a picture with probably the most gorgeous girl in this arena.
You'll appreciate that.
When you get older, you'll rather have the picture. You'll rather have the picture you got.
Yep. She was very kind. Yeah, I don't. Oh, I know. Did we talk about the plane crash that was Tony Khan's big announcement? Did we ever cover that? Guys, did it not miss wide left, wide right, everywhere, short?
It was short. No, it was short. I mean,
dude, it was so bad.
Listen, that's like getting ready to have coitus and going limp. I mean,
hey guys, I'd like to welcome Tony Khan here to make a special announcement. Hey, Adam, can you come here? He's like, yeah, exactly. He knew what was gonna happen.
Guys, I got some really exciting news. Adam Cole, take it away.
Exactly. He was, dude, he tucked his tail and ran. Tony Khan did. I love Tony Khan, but dude, he knew he had a turd. And it was awful.
Adam Cole looks so uncomfortable having to make that announcement.
He did not. Yeah, and then he had to cover it up like, hey guys, I'm back in the ring. You know, okay.
Gonna cover my journey.
Dude. We set ourselves up.
But we do it every time.
Every time.
Whether we do it to ourselves or Tony does it to us.
They did it. They hyped up a big announcement from Tony Khan.
Here's the thing.
Now, hold on. So hold on.
I think they only made the
let-
announcement one time. And I think the issue is
yeah.
it got shared like millions of times.
I was gonna say you say that, but like even in our chat, you were like, "Oh my god, this announcement's so big," and I was like, "I've literally only
Way to
seen
throw me
it."
under the bus, you
I was
jerk.
like, "I've literally only seen it on Dynamite the week before," and then you were like, "They're sharing it everywhere," and
But
I was like, "I've not seen it come across anywhere other than what you saying it, and then it being on the
But they
show card."
marketed it as a major announcement.
They said special, not major. There's
I,
a difference. They're
I thought it said major.
Didn't they use the word big?
I just think it said special announcement. Tony Khan makes a special announcement. But Shane hyped it up.
You're welcome, Tony. I don't know.
However, announcement aside, what are your thoughts on the All Access show?
I don't care. That's what I don't care about going in the life of these
When's it
guys.
gonna come on?
After Dynamite.
Oh, there's my power slap.
Yeah, I don't care.
I think
It's
it's
over.
after Dynamite.
Power slap's over.
We have the Miz and Mrs. We had the Total Divas.
First
We
of
had
all,
Total
I love Ms.
I'm-
and Mrs.
Okay,
And the
that's
Cody Rose to the
Kristen
top.
knows best. I love it too.
Okay.
Rose to the
good.
top was
we
great.
have enough of this reality TV. I don't care about going into life.
I do think it's definitely going to be reality TV
Yes,
based, but there's reports that they're when they get to Sammy and Ty's section, because it's not just Britt and Adam, that they're actually going to show a lot of the footage of the Sammy Eddie Kingston like backstage fight. So
if they're putting it on the show, it's a work.
You know where I'm going with it, don't you?
Yeah,
So if they're showing that fight, season finale, brawl
versus
out,
Bucks.
brawl out.
That will never be talked about.
That's why they couldn't talk about it before now, because they knew that they were going to share it on the TV show. We can't ruin the season finale.
Ron says everything is special when you're special as Tawny. In the words of the great Eric Bischoff, hot garbage.
Ron, that's a rare time we agree, I guess. I'll stick up for AEW when they deserve it. But I will bury him.
You hate episodic TV though.
I love wrestling.
No. Anything outside of wrestling, you hate episodic TV.
I love Stranger Things.
Well, didn't you say just like your ideas? There's like one in a million. So you got one show in a million that you enjoy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey Shane, you see, I don't watch an episode of television.
Like Boy Meets World.
When's the last time you watched Boy Meets World?
Yesterday. There's a 24/7 Boy Meets World channel. Ask Elliot on Mamba. I love it.
I don't ever watch that.
I do. It's fantastic.
I'm watching Walking Dead right now.
Isn't there like 18 seasons?
Yeah, that's why I gotta catch up.
I know. Where's that?
I saw it reminded me of It, of the flyer of Bill Skarsgård as I don't know what I was saying. I don't know.
Oh, you forgot?
Yeah, I forgot.
Oh, speaking of, I watched an episode of Last of Us on HBO the other day.
The first one? Or any episode?
An episode. I don't know which one it was.
Oh my God. Episode 6.
I don't know.
Well,
It was good, though.
I haven't watched the newest one, but the show's fantastic.
It was good. Has there been an episode where some dude finds his brother?
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah. The show's good. Fantastic.
I
also watched the whole, binge the newest season of Outer Banks.
Yep. Lindsay watched that. I was like, oh, great, without me. She's like, I didn't know you want to watch it. I was like, I didn't, but you watched it without me. So how about a little bit of sponsorship real quick before we continue?
Hit him up.
Guys, this podcast is brought to you by Day Soul Coffee Lab out of Birmingham, Alabama. Y'all know I consider myself a coffee connoisseur. I absolutely love coffee. And I found what I believe to be the absolute best coffee out there. With Day Soul Coffee Lab, you can be sure to get coffee that's super smooth and always fresh roasted. Some of the best, if not the best coffee you'll ever drink. So swing over to the website, daysoulcoffeelab.co, and use promo code Lowdown to get 10% off your order. They even have a subscription option where they'll deliver coffee directly to you every month. So guys, this is a no-brainer. If you're going to drink coffee, you might as well make it great coffee.
Hey.
I just saw that drop. Yeah, I love
It's
it.
over there scratching.
Yeah. Wait.
Come on.
But so what else we got? Talking about I saw Ant-Man this past weekend.
What'd you think? I didn't ask because I'd already seen it, but I didn't ask purposely to get your thoughts because we didn't actually talk about it. Like, really, I mean, because y'all hadn't seen it, so I didn't really say anything.
I thought it was great. My son thoroughly enjoyed it. The way it ended, I was kind of like, but I was okay. I was okay with it. But no, I thought it was good. I wanted to go see Cocaine Bear yesterday, but I didn't.
I'm gonna try to see. I'm actually gonna try to go see it this weekend along with Creed 3.
Oh, yeah,
I'm gonna try to see both.
But yeah, Ant-Man I thought was good. I'd give it probably like a 7 on IMDb.
Or what I would rate it.
I haven't even seen it yet, and it's nowhere near that. Just from the feedback. But I want to see it.
I don't.
We haven't talked about IMDb in forever. Did you prepare a list for me this time?
Oh, I mean, we haven't done it in like 3 or 4 weeks. So
That's so sad.
I stopped looking it up. Shows are going off the rails.
Off the rails, crash and burn.
No structure.
No organization. That's kind of like every week, really. But it is what it is.
We haven't done this or that. We haven't done the IMDb.
We kind of did this or that.
We don't.
We do this.
We can't really
last
do the
week.
fantasy thing because football's over with.
Yeah.
But
We definitely did this or that last week.
we didn't.
We definitely did. You better go back and listen.
He hasn't listened to the episode this week.
We did.
Definitely didn't.
We did. We did one.
What was it on the?
It wasn't. I don't remember, but it doesn't matter.
What are you about to say? It wasn't good.
no.
I mean, it wasn't good, but
You want to make a T-bet?
Yeah, we did one. We did one though. We did. Even Elliot agrees.
Okay.
So,
Make the bet.
so go back and listen.
Okay.
And then when you hear it, apologize on
Okay.
air.
Well, we'll have to go back and listen to the episode for us not to hear it, and then we'll have to go back and listen to what we recorded after the episode to hear it.
Oh, could be right. Raven. F. Well, let me finish.
anywho,
I hate being. There's. You know what's worse than being wrong when he's right? That is the worst because he gets that smug face. I just want to punch him. He's a face. I just want to.
do y'all believe there's a bigger bomb when it comes to professional wrestling than it comes to Vince Russo's fall from after McMahon fired him?
Oh, that's such a long question. Say it again. Do y'all believe there's a bigger
Bomb when it comes to professional wrestling than Vince Russo's fall from after Vince McMahon fired him?
I like Russo. It's funny. I don't think he's smart. I don't think he's.
I never thought his writing was good.
No, garbage, absolute hot garbage. In the words of Eric Bischoff, right, Saint? But I just think I love hearing him talk. He's always like
He's like an energetic Christopher Walken.
Exactly.
I mean, the question's kind of loaded to me because yes, he failed, but was he really at the level that
Bischoff
he presented himself in?
No.
I mean, I don't.
No.
Typical Yankee.
Fake fail, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. The Russo era.
But unrelated note, Best Buy's been emailing their customers telling them that AEW game's coming out March 31st.
I'm ecstatic for that game. So I'm gonna purchase it. Elliot, you gonna buy it? It's gonna be the only game, right? Supposedly.
Saying, I mean
That's
they
the
can
whole point
continue
of the
making-
title, Fight Forever.
Yeah. So I love the appearance of gameplay.
Sorry, Ron said you were close. The Russo error, not error.
That's what I said. It was his accent.
Russo error.
Yeah, it was his accent. It definitely has that callback to the days of old with the N64 gameplay, which is I love. I'm not a fan of the short entrances. I'm still not. I don't like that. Elliot says he doesn't care. I don't know. I think what draws me to today's wrestling game is the appearance of realism. So the entrances kind of dictate that for me. But
I always think entrances look so corny.
no.
Yeah, I'm like, that don't look real at all. All of them walk the same way.
Well, you can blame your boy LA Knight. Yeah, because it's him. I got them both.
But I like having the entrances in the game. I mean, 2K does a good job with the
Always press
entrances.
X
However, I
skip.
do 95% of the time skip the entrances.
Really? I watch them all.
I want to play.
I want to watch the entrances and then I want to play. I don't know.
Oh, look at this fake fire. Look at this fake
I've seen
firework.
the same entrance a million times.
I love the generic music on my creative player.
Okay. But I'm hoping that cutting the entrances allows them to allocate data, space, RAM, whatever to other areas of the game. So I'm excited. I'm gonna buy it for sure. Along with the Harry Potter game, because I want that one too. In fact, I'm probably gonna download that tonight.
You need to, because I've been staying up every night playing it, and
I don't know if I want that.
it has gotten better and better and better the more I've gotten into the game. I mean, it was fantastic to start off with, but the more you play, the better it gets. It's all I want to play right now.
So,
And it's very in depth. I mean, there's so much like
so there's so many different directions
ways
you can go.
You can go. I mean, it's because it's open world. There's all it's wild. It made me think the other night, like I was played for a good bit and then got off, and I was like, man, like what other like franchises, whether it be movies or TV or something else, that they could do a game like this, because it's all it did was just take it's not Harry Potter. I mean, it's way before that even took place. I mean, they don't really talk about any of the characters from the movies because it's way before that. So it's just the world that Harry now between like Fantastic Beasts and like the mythology and stuff that they built, there's a lot there for them to base it off of. But like it's just
How many hours
very
have you
well
logged?
done. At least over 20 for sure. Because I
can't remember the last time I dropped 20 hours in a game.
But I just
Ron says
Yeah,
he'll crush the
fantastic.
New Zelda and then purchase Hogwarts when it comes out on Switch.
But it was like, I was thinking like Pirates of the Caribbean would be a good one. But then I was like, well, they've kind of done something similar with Assassin's Creed. But then like Game of Thrones, because Game of Thrones is would be a good open world type game.
Yeah,
But
I
I
would
was like,
say-
they got to do it. I think what makes the Hogwarts games as good as it is the fact that it doesn't try to tie itself into like the Harry Potter aspect. It's
I would do that
wizards.
more along the lines of Lord of the Rings.
That would be a good too.
Put it along the lines of Fast and the Furious.
Heck, Star Wars. Star Wars, they could do one with Star Wars if they wanted to. What else we got?
So we have the Revolution card to talk about.
Yeah, that's right.
But before we get into that, I want to, because this won't take long, but because I know you guys don't watch it. But I watched this past Sunday, the A&E biography was on Jake the Snake.
Amy's top notch.
Very intense. Like So we talked before about, I said, it's different. They're on A&E, and I know that WWE still has their say and like their hands in it. This one did not. This one did not feel WWE-esque. Like, like they just,
Was it more dark side?
Sorta. It was. So they talked about his like Jake's downfall a lot and like his addiction and different things, but they were talking about like his dad. Like I don't know if it was stuff I didn't know, but his dad, like they spent like 30 minutes talking about like his dad, like like sexually assaulting his mom, his sisters, like a bunch. I mean, it was like stuff I wasn't expecting. Like you know, it was about him, but it was just like he talked a lot about his dad because he talked about wanting to be an architect and different things, and like his dad just never like said he was proud of him or anything like that. Kind of just would always brush him off. And he said that he went to one of his dad's shows to tell him that he wanted to be an architect. He was going to college, and he said he figured he would be able to get his attention if he did a wrestling match. So he went out there and he said he got his butt kicked, and he walked to the back thinking his dad was gonna be like, "Oh, I'm so proud of you getting in the ring and stuff like that." And his dad was like, "You'll never amount to anything," like just scalded him. And he said that at that moment he was like, "I'm fantastic." He was cutting promos in kind of an interview, but he was like, I prayed to the devil that like I had one wish, and that was to prove him wrong. And he was like, at that moment, I abandoned architecture and went into professional wrestling. But they spent a good chunk talking about his dad and like his upbringing and stuff, and it was intense. I was like, man, I felt so bad about the situation.
Who, by the way, made a return with Lance Archer on Rampage.
I did not know that. I did.
I knew Lance
that would
Archer
be that would be a good time. I mean, it was a good timing with the thing coming out on Sunday. Next week's episode is about China, so I'm curious to see where that one goes.
Yeah.
But this one just felt very. They've done the resurrection of Jake the Snake, when he did the DDP thing. So they talked about that, but this one it was just a lot of stuff I didn't know, but not typical like WWE biography type stuff.
But you want to talk about AW Revolution card, right?
Yep.
Let's start from the top, just because it's one that's in everybody's mind.
Which is this Sunday at what time?
8.
Pre-show starts at 7.
Pre-show 7. Bell time 8. We talk about the big one because it's 7 matches announced, but it's the one everybody's focused on. It's fresh on everybody's mind. MJF versus
Bryan Danielson.
60-minute Iron Man match. Everybody knows my pick. I'd like to hear you guys' input on it. And a really nice build, I think.
I'm kind of on the fence. Like, you don't need MJF to go over to get that quote unquote big win now. You don't need that. I think it all depends on what type of graces MJF's really in with Tony.
I think this alludes to a lot with his future plan. I think if MJF wins, it's dirty. It's not. He doesn't beat Bryan clean. But my gut,
it's Iron Man. I mean, how can you?
There's got to be some sort of dirty tactics to win. I mean,
there's no DQ.
You could still win dirty. You're not getting disqualified, but you can still win dirty. Using a dirty tactic is what I'm alluding to. But I still think Bryan takes it.
He's gonna keep punching him in the nuts.
I
quit.
It's not an I quit match.
Iron Man.
I think MJF takes it. I don't even think I just don't see how whether he decides to leave or not next year. I just don't see how you give him the belt, and then this is pretty much his first like title defense, like actual like pay-per-view title defense. I just don't see it. I just don't see I'm not saying that it would hurt him by taking it off, but I just don't. If he's supposed to be the guy and the top heel, I just don't.
I think the issue is Danielson's not the top face. I don't think you put the belt on Danielson because he's. I mean,
I think ending the title reign of MJF so early would be a bad idea. But I don't know. I just see it happening. I called that one with that TNT title match, or whatever that belt was that time. I think it's gonna be the same thing. I got it. Whose title reign was it? We didn't. Y'all didn't think it was gonna end that early. It was just
Darby's.
A few weeks ago.
Darby's.
Oh yeah, it was Darby.
Yeah, and like he lost. I just got that feeling.
He beat Samoa Joe and then lost 2 weeks later.
The thing is that MJF won it in November. So it's been 5 months. They just AEW hasn't had a pay-per-view. They only have 4, but I just don't see I don't know. It just to me, it doesn't make sense to take the belt off of him. Like, I don't necessarily think he has to have the belt, but I just don't think, like, if he just won it, I mean, he just won it the last pay-per-view.
Belt looks good on the
Didn't he-
kid. Belt
Did
looks
he
good
not
on.
have a big match against Moxley? Or
Might have been one match.
I mean, maybe on Dynamite or like,
no, because he won the he got the chip and he cashed it in against Mox, and Bulk Mox said I thought, was there not a pay-per-view in January?
A Double or Nothing is in January.
so you have Revolutions in March,
Or it may
Double or Nothing's in May.
must have just been
Then
a
you have
Dynamite.
All Out in September, and then you have Full Gear in November. There's only 4. There's not been anything. They're like the both pay-per-view, 2 different pay-per-views are really close, and then there's gaps,
That might be
big
what it
gaps in
is.
between.
All right. So interestingly, this match is billed versus TBD. So the Guns versus the Acclaimed versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett.
Hold on 1 second. So, Ron says Eddie takes it from MJ. When does that happen, Ron? Eddie takes it from MJF. Punk takes it from Eddie. Brian takes it from Punk.
At the next pay-per-view. Remember, he's
Okay.
he's Eddie
That's
taking
right.
it at the next pay-per-view.
Anthony Johnson says, well, the ratings have fell, right? Think they give it to Brian due to that?
I don't know if Brian
know.
with the belt is a draw, a ratings booster.
I don't think so.
Punk with the belt is a ratings booster.
Punk in general. I mean, I don't even think Punk's got to have the belt.
I have actually, you know, it's funny, Anthony, you say that. I haven't really paid attention to ratings numbers at all lately. The Guns versus the Acclaim versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett versus TBD, 4th team to be determined.
Yeah. Well, let's just real quick. I was
Called it.
severely disappointed and annoyed that Jarrett and Lethal
Come
won
on,
the-
they're so good.
They're good heels, but like Jarrett has no business being where he's at.
Why? I'm sold. Does he get heat?
Yeah.
Can he go in the ring?
I think
That's my problem.
I knew where that was going. I think Jeff Jarrett is is a ring general. I think if you're in the ring with Jeff Jarrett, that dude could go through any match and have it believable. The guy gets nuclear heat though.
Well, that's why. I mean,
that's why he's where he's at.
I know, but
I think he's the biggest. I think he's probably the top 3 heels they got in the company. And that's gonna get him TV time. So keep booing him.
But that and the fact that he books a lot of events. Put me on TV, Tony. Send my contract.
And you know the guy, Jerry had just died, man. He was on TV the next day. You know, he's got. I'm a fan. Oh, what's Ron saying?
Ron says, according to Dave,
Meltzer
for what that's for what
Foster.
Foster, I guess. He says their true rating is at the 2 mil mark, while Nielsen consistently says they're at the mil mark. I think Nielsen only takes into account though TV, right?
I mean, shoot, TNT was advertising, or somebody advertised like 4 million
the
other day.
That was the execs.
Yeah,
and I don't think the execs are going to lie. I mean, I think they all have different ways of measurement, and I think the people, the powers that be, have access to maybe true number. I don't know how you describe that. True figures, or
they're probably taking into account any type of streaming
or international. I mean, it could be a couple of different.
They have
things.
ways to see things that we don't have access to. Is what I'm getting at. So I mean, you got TNT execs that said
that's why they're doing all access.
Oh, it was Warner Media execs,
right?
Yeah.
Warner Media execs. They were quoted as saying they're happy, they're thrilled with AEW's viewership, and they're in the several multi-million viewership. So take that for what it's worth. I'm just as reliable as Meltzer. So what's your
Sean Ross Sapp?
I do like Sean Ross Sapp's reporting actually, but it still says versus TBD. So
because there's the winner of the battle royals,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Casino Battle Royal.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm still thinking that Joker. So okay. What's your take on this match, boys? And what do you think's going to happen here?
Well, it depends on who the TBD is. If it's FTR, then I think FTR wins it.
No. It's one of those teams from the match. That.
But what I'm saying is, if there is a Joker in the match and it's FTR, then I think FTR takes it.
Yeah, so they're not advertising a Joker anymore. So let's say there's no Joker and pick.
Yeah, but
pick
they
your
never
winner from
they
that
never
match.
advertise. They never really advertised the Joker though until.
Yeah, but like they were talking about it. They were saying in a special. I don't know how they word it. AEW, they always overpromise, underdeliver. So
Right here in Casino Battle Royale.
got a special announcement tonight.
Take it away.
Take it away, Adam. Yeah.
Ron says with streaming and piracy, there's no real good way to tabulate it.
That you know of. They got some way.
With streaming, you can, based on the application. So what I mean by that is if they're using a TNT, Sling, TBS,
Hulu, YouTube TV.
Yeah, but pirating you cannot.
Pirating you cannot. But if it's just a streaming app, then yes, you can. It's not a pirated app.
Who the heck pirates anymore?
Yeah.
So the match here: the Guns versus the Acclaim versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett and
Just start calling it snaking.
mumming. Who's your pick for the tag match?
I mean, I don't even know who was. I can't even remember who was in
It's
the actual match.
It's the
but-
Acclaim.
Well, no, I know
Jeff
that. I
Jarrett.
meant the battle royal, but I don't.
So I mean,
If it's not a surprise, then I don't think it matters. They're not going to win the titles, but I don't know. It's weird to me because the Guns just had the belt, just won the belt. So like I don't see a reason to put it on them if you're going to take it right back off.
And that's that's the other reason I say it might be FTR as the Jokers, because FTR still has unfinished business with the Guns from where the Guns screwed them out of the titles.
And they keep saying like top guys out, your top guns out.
So all right. Here you go. They've done away with the Joker talk, right? We've alluded to that. We talked about that. I think the Guns win, retain, then you get your FTR return. Forget the Joker. I mean, I think FTR is there. I think FTR is back. No, I don't think FTR was ever gone, but I think that's how they come back. The talk of them putting them in the match, the whole Joker thing is gone.
Now, rumor is that FTR's contract is up.
What a lost out.
Coming up. It's supposed to be
If
like,
it's not up already, it's up in April.
and
It's WrestleMania.
the room because the rumors are that I mean Dax is really good with social media as far as
Fantastic.
blurring the lines of what's a shoot and what's a work, but like AEW shared all these Wrestling Observer awards, like best feuds with and best booker, best tag team and stuff like that, and FTR was part of it, and they didn't acknowledge FTR in any of it, and so Dax shared it and was like, what's going on, but like, is that okay? But is it a work or is it a shoot?
That was Meltzer's awards, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But it's supposed to be fan voted.
Okay. I have never, I didn't even know what awards they were. I wasn't paying attention, but I just kept getting these in my feed. Oh, new award, new. Everything was anti WWE. Everything.
It
wasn't even close.
It all came out right after the whole. What's the name? Ariel.
Yeah.
Oh, Eric Hawani. Yeah. This is so petty.
Hey, Dave.
Suck it. He's in the. Oh my god. Tony's just probably just laughing. Oh, dude, this is so petty. AEW has the petty pockets. I'm telling you.
Tony Khan's special announcement. We'd like to thank our fans for all these awards.
That's the pettiness. I like it. I really do. Yeah, like Prince Petty.
Not Prince Petty.
Not
Prince Pretty.
Not Prince Pretty.
He's a legend.
I'm pretty. Oh my god. I can't even respond. I do have. So that's my guess. Guns retain. FTR return. To set up that next feud. Any thoughts?
Or Swerve. What if it? What if that fourth tag team isn't the winner of the Casino Battle Royal?
What do you mean?
Like, what if they decided, hey, it's a mystery tag team, but it's not the Casino Battle Royal winner.
I mean, they announced that it was supposed to be the Casino Battle
Well,
Royal winner.
they also announced there was supposed to be a Joker in the match.
That's not even being talked about anymore.
So, what if they changed it to where the winner of the Casino Battle Royal?
They could wait till after the match and then announce a best of 7.
Yeah, it's true.
It'd be up 1-0 by the end of. Oh my god!
Like my thing is, what if they said, hey, the winner of the Casino Battle Royal gets a tag team match at whenever they want it.
Or you could have the last 2 teams in the Battle Royal get eliminated at the same time. And then there is no winner. And then there's.
You have to put them both in. Tony comes out, tears his quads. You got to start this match over.
Let's move on to the next one.
So who do you think takes it?
Guns. Yes. Guns. Looking forward to it. Texas Death Match. John Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page.
I got to go back and listen to Hangman's new music because he's got new intro music now. I don't know if I'm going to be a fan.
It's like completely different.
From what I quickly heard, yes.
His
music was dope.
Yeah, I liked it. The gallop was everything was perfect. So violent Texas Death Match, right? Definitely gonna be something violent. I'm calling blood. Moxley's bleeding in the first 3 minutes.
Oh yeah,
which is
bleeding like a stuck pig.
He's gonna pull a Goldberg and bust his head open on his entrance.
Yeah,
so
pass out.
It's my gut tells me this is the time when Moxley lays down for Hangman. I think Hangman goes up. Which, in all honesty, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I like Adam Page. I do. I'm not sold on the character.
I'm not a fan of Hangman.
I think you would be if the story was telling was right. I do. Like his stuff back in the bar 2 years ago, I thought was hilarious.
And that could be it. It could just be that I hadn't seen the old stuff, but like since I've been watching AEW, I've not been a fan of Hangman at all.
Were you with us when we went to AEW when he came out in the purple with
Oh yeah. With Dark Order.
Dark Order. That like his alignment with the Dark Order was good.
Because you had the Elite was
Space
Space Jam.
Elite was Space Jam. Well, that was awesome. And Hangman was super over.
He's over. I'm not a fan. I don't know. I can't even really.
That's because you know somebody that does this buckshot lariat better than he does.
Well, it was before that, but it's just like I didn't think he could. Like early on, I was like, he's not cutting good promos. Like it's just not like.
Well, you talking about that one he was slipping him pretty substantially, huh? This promo a couple weeks ago.
No, that was Damien.
Oh
yeah,
but I just don't know. I'm not invested when he's cutting a promo. Like I could care less.
I think some of that has to just do with the tone of his voice. Like he's trying to bring passion and excitement, but like the tone of his voice is just like he has no boom.
Yeah, it's not coming out across as authentic, I think. Like, and whether that's the Hangman persona or just his voice, I don't know. Something's just not.
I know what it is.
Something's not doing it.
I know what it is. It's because of his beef with Punk.
That was way before that. I've just not been a fan from the beginning.
Thank you, Adam. You're the reason he's not here.
I've not been a fan from the beginning. I don't know what it is.
This one I like,
but I'd rather see Hangman. I mean, Moxley take it.
Oh, I'd rather see Moxley too. But I just think, Saint is alluding to it. Hangman needs it more. I just think this is when Hangman gets elevated.
So
it comes at Moxley's expense.
The last interview that they did with Hangman had the Young Bucks shoes in the cubby behind his head, and then there's been a lot of teases with Dark Order and stuff. So I think
he's joining the Elite back,
but I think that has to come at a loss. I don't think if he wins, he joins the Elite. Like I don't see necessarily a clear path if he wins to join the Elite. But I could see if he loses. I mean, maybe something with Dark Order interfering or doing something where he like completely checks out, or I don't know. But I think Moxley wins, and that's what causes him to join the Elite. And then you get, but then that sets up, Elite versus BCC. But I don't know.
Well, what if you do get the Sting Triple H treatment at Mania here, and you have BCC come out to help Moxley, and then somebody comes out to even the odds with BCC.
But
Yeah.
the Elite's in a match, so that would have to be Dark Order.
Yeah. All right. AEW TNT Championship. Samoa Joe versus Wardlow. I'll let you guys go on first on this one. Probably share my take on it.
I think Samoa Joe keeps it. Although I'd like to see Wardlow get his revenge. I think Samoa Joe having 2 belts is very marketable.
So what leads me to think that Joe's gonna keep it is the fact that he's on commentary for the Face of the Revolution match. Like if he's not gonna have the belt, TNT title or whatever, what's the
Point of him being
on commentary?
I think Hobbs wins that match, by the way.
However,
then you could have Hobbs versus that trio match again.
Like, to me, Wardlow needs the win the most. I mean, by far. I mean, they shouldn't have taken off. Like, he won the title, and it was such a big moment, and then it just
buried, forgotten.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't capitalize on it. So I think they gotta do something to kind of build that back up.
They kept trying to put a TNT champion on Rampage.
Yeah, the title was never on TV.
Yeah.
Then you got those people that don't watch Rampage. Not saying any names. I have Wardlow taking this belt. Very fact is Samoa Joe has 2 belts, right? Marketable, yes. But again, Wardlow is, when I think TNT title, I put it up there with Wardlow, with Cody, and with Brody. When I think of that, who that belt's associated with, and that'll leave Samoa Joe still Ring of Honor champion or what world television champion. So I think, Joe will Joe will still be strong because he's still going to be carrying the secondary title for Ring of Honor.
Anthony asked, "Is it me or does this card seem weak?"
I think the opposite, dude. I think this card's loaded. I'm thrilled.
I'm not.
Okay, you hater.
No, I'm just saying I agree. Like it's not. It's not the Punk thing. I mean, Punk would help, but I still don't think that solves everything.
The Revolution card's never strong, though.
Yeah, I remember. Remember watching it last year. It was the same thing, but it's just
the big moment last year was William Regal.
To me,
he didn't last a year.
Yeah, there's still 2 big matches. Like, there's still 3 matches to be announced, but there's still 2 big ones out of the next 3.
No, I mean 1 maybe.
Ricky Starks versus Chris Jericho is one of them.
Give me yes, please, God. That is going to be fantastic. I don't know what's going to happen here because, it's the Ocho and you got Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks is hot right now. You got JS that's banned. I think, like he did for Action Andretti, I think Chris Jericho lays down for Ricky Starks.
Anthony,
it's going to elevate Ricky Starks.
Anthony says it feels very repetitive. Exactly what you just said.
But I think part of that comes into play. Like I know that they have all these specials, like the Dynamite specials and stuff. But I think not only we talk about them having more TV time, but like I think only having 4 actual pay-per-views is a hindrance to them as a company, especially when you have one in March and May and they're too close together, and then you have one in September and November and they're close together, and then nothing. But that to me, that's why it feels repetitive, because they have these stories that they're trying to build to the pay-per-view to sell the pay-per-view. But you have the pay-per-view. I mean, the last pay-per-view was 5-6 months ago. So you have many storylines, but you're really trying to get somewhere. I mean, long-term storytelling goes a long way, but it's hard to do that when you know that, like, hey, this is where we got to go. Now we got to tell the story for 5 or 6 months and everything. Like I think the Jericho Starks match is going to be fire from a match standpoint. I'm completely over the storyline at all. I'm ready for it to be over. It's done. Over.
This is the blow off.
We'll see.
The blow off.
Well, not to mention you also have got the St. Patrick's Day. They always do something to do with St. Patrick's Day in March. a gimmick Dynamite. We've already talked about how they're supposed to have Forbidden Door in June.
There's
Mentioned
some
that
fillers
earlier in the
coming.
show.
You know, some
Yeah.
gap fillers coming.
But Forbidden Doors, I mean,
I would
that's like a one-off. I mean, that's a story like from a storyline. I mean, they're going to build it on both shows, but it's not going to be. I mean, the talent's going to cross over, but it's not going to be all.
I'd prefer February, May, August, November.
I mean, if you're only going to do 4, I think at least evenly try to space them out, not 2 months apart. Then 6, 6, then 2 months, and then 6.
I'd prefer
or 5.
I'd prefer them spaced like that, or give me 6. Give me January, March,
every other month.
Yep.
I do like the once a quarter stuff. If they adhere to it,
yeah,
I do. I just think it's.
But the only issue you run into once a quarter is like when Jonathan's saying they don't evenly space them out. You have
that's the problem.
A March.
I mean,
so we've waited 3 months. Oh, we've waited since November. You've had December, January, February. Now we're on March.
So it's 4
then
months.
You have April. Then you have your next one in May.
What's in April? What's in May?
Not in April. You have April, but then you have your next show in May. So you've got March right now in Revolution. In May, you have Double or Nothing, but that's probably because you have Forbidden Door in June.
Yeah.
And then you don't have your next one until September. So from June, July, August, and it's only 2 months. But I guess it feels like longer.
I mean, like to the point about it being repetitive. I mean, you have Samoa Joe, Warlow. I mean, that happened. I mean, you've seen the match several times. Powerhouse was even in the triple threat. I mean, they were a tag team like that. But
I think
all that happened at Full Gear, which was 4 or 5 months ago, and it wasn't that strong of a storyline to begin with.
I think Powerhouse wins the face of the Revolution match.
I hope not.
And tries to insert himself into that title.
In general,
match.
I'm kind of going back to like the ratings and stuff like that being down. Like I'm not as invested in AEW. I still enjoy it more than WWE, but I'm not invested as much in AEW as I was 6-8 months ago. I mean, it had to me the quality of the product
has about when Punk left.
I mean, that had a lot to do with it, but not Punk in general. Just everything that came after that. Like it really screwed a lot of things up. I mean, the MJF thing was like should have been a big moment, and it felt weak the way they handled everything there.
That whole Joker in the match thing.
Saraya should be this huge thing. I could care less about her being there. It's not like, and she's not really done anything for me since she's
weird
come
heel.
back.
Weird heel. All she does is come out and flip off people.
Like, I mean, some of it from a personal standpoint, I started watching AEW because Sting was there, and then it's like, I mean, I know he's on his way. He's pretty much done, but there's just not really been anything along those lines. Cole not being on TV has affected it a lot. I mean, that was
talking about a pop when he came back, though.
Yeah,
I mean, that's part of it. I mean, they're just like people. I mean, that happens from time to time, but it's just. But the other aspect of that is I'm still a fan of AEW's product more than WWE's product, but WWE has had the biggest storyline in wrestling.
2 storylines: Bloodline and Cody.
Well, yeah, that was kind of tying it all together, but yeah, because of where they were headed. I mean, they were all on a collision course anyway. Yeah. So I think that has taken away from AEW's momentum a little bit. Just the fact that the biggest 2 storylines in wrestling have been on the other product, but I don't know. There's a lot of different things. I'm not as excited about the card as I
don't worry.
Want to be.
Vince McMahon's back. It'll crash again, and we'll be good.
Anthony said, "Yeah, if you do 3 months between shows, it hurts when you have 3 or 4 rematches on the card." It also says on the matches are strong on paper, though, but if there were fresh matches, it would feel bigger, I guess. I mean, I agree. It's hard to make a rematch feel big unless it's,
blow off.
FTR versus the Briscoes.
Jamie Hayter versus Saraya versus Ruby Soho. Ruby Soho is another one that I think is kind of, to me, lost a lot since her debut.
I think they're building her back up.
They are.
Well, yeah. Well, you have to remember she was injured for like
months.
a few months because of her broken wrist. So
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's her fault. I'm just saying it's another one that's kind of, unfortunately,
but
taking a nosedive.
Where they messed up with Ruby is when they brought her in, they made her face Jade, who they had no plans on losing, and Ruby got a quick loss. So
Yeah,
it
was
messed
big.
up. It messed up legitimacy.
They just need to bring Nyla Rose in here and. In Nyla we trust.
And annihilate her.
Oh, yo, I don't know who wins that match.
Hater wins it.
I love her. Hater. Yeah.
I love her. No, that's not what I'm
Nyla?
saying.
Is that who you talk? You love Nyla?
I think Nyla's fantastic.
If Hater was to lose,
It's
I
Saraya.
think I was gonna say I think it's Soho.
Really? I don't know. Saraya's got this little, I don't know, a little momentum behind her. I don't know. I just don't want it.
I think she's tanked. I think since she's gone here, I think she just bit the dust.
I don't know. I don't know what direction they're going to go with that.
I think it was the right move.
Ruby and Jamie are babies, right?
Ruby.
I don't know
So
what Ruby is. So the way that it was, I guess maybe presented was like outsiders versus company people. So that's why Britt and Jamie are the face, and then Saraya and Tony, because they're WWE girls, are the heels, and Ruby, because Ruby had been in WWE, like she's kind of on the fence. Like we really don't know whose side she's on. Like she's just kind of been
The tweener.
in between, but there's been moments teased on both sides.
Okay.
she's
And
helped.
Saraya's the full
She's
fledged
helped
heel.
them both.
I don't know what they're going to do.
But still not matching the night.
I think I'm going to call. I'm going to call a retain. I think Jamie hangs on there. You've been waiting for this for a long time.
I have.
Finally, we get the Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks versus
House
the
of Black.
House of Black.
This is actually the match I'm most excited about too. As much as I don't like the Elite, it's the match I'm most excited
It's so different. Contrast of styles.
House always wins.
I don't know what's going to happen here. I would love the House to win. But on the other end, you got three EVPs and
House wins in a squash.
no.
Can you imagine if that happened?
This is for the titles.
Yeah, trios.
Okay. I would love to see the House with gold. I would.
House of Black.
That's what I think would be that's what I think would be best. But I don't know if it happens.
EVPs.
See, it's interesting here. So you have the Elite, who was gone via suspension, whatever, for a period of time. They had to give up those titles, right?
Yep.
And left.
Yep.
Came back, won them back.
Yep.
Then you got the House that was looking like I think they're on their way out.
Well,
at one point.
Malachi was.
Yeah, for sure. And Tony was like, no. And they worked something out and brought him back. So do you reward them? I don't know.
I mean,
this is like a toss
rewarded
up.
The Elite.
It's Elite. It's the EVPs. It's founders. It's, of course they're gonna get. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, but Brody has been consistent the entire time.
I do love Brody King a lot.
Brody's been consistent.
So this would.
You remember when he choked out Darby Allin, hanging him over the apron?
That was sick. So here's the cool thing here. So I'm gonna go with y'all. Y'all going House?
Oh yeah, House always wins.
I think I'm gonna go with the House, but this would be the first time where like in WWE, who can beat Roman, right? Well, I think we're getting to Cody there, but Roman held it for so long, right? The house with the trios championships would be the first, I think, people that have held the belt where I'd be like, I don't know who could beat them. You know, like I don't who could beat the House of Black. So I like it. I think
Well, I mean, Sting and Darby and Muda.
zero
No.
believability.
Yeah.
I the House of
Muda's
Black.
done.
The House of Black would be unstoppable. I mean, it would take somebody big to beat the House of Black. It could be Captain Insano and Jericho and
Jerichohausen.
so
Please.
I want to go with the House of Black. I think that would be best for business. I think that would be best for Trios Championship. I hate it because I do like the Elite a lot.
Jericho Appreciation Society
But yeah,
with epitome sports entertainers.
man.
House of
If
Black.
the House of Black loses, how do they lose? That's another thing you got to
So-
look at.
Obviously, we got the trio stuff, but
That's
it wasn't that long ago that we were talking about how many like stables AEW had, and like all I can think
Where'd they
about
go?
now is just Jericho's. Like what? I mean, like actual stables, not trios, like but full like over
The groups.
over 4 members, and the only other one that could potentially would be like Blackpool Combat Club, but then there's only, I mean,
Elite.
No, that's
Dark
3.
Order.
Dark Order.
but they've really not been on TV that much at all. I mean, they were this like last week because Uno had this random match with Moxley.
Bro,
but-
don't bleeding like ugh.
but they just all went away. Like it just kind of
They kind of stopped.
Well, you got to remember, Andrade left.
He's
So
is gone or leaving.
his faction kaput,
Mm-hmm.
which Roosh is still doing Los Ingobernables.
You kind of got that triangle.
tag team.
That's a trio though.
Yeah.
That triangle. So you stable. You're talking about like 4 more.
You got the
people.
firm.
Yeah, I guess they're over 4. I mean, I don't know. They're really not always together.
Yeah, that's Big Bill, Lee Moriarty,
Jay Lethal's group. Satnam Singh, Lethal,
Sanjay Dutt, and Jeff Jarrett.
Dutton Jarrett. Whatchamacallit, the family. Ogogo and them. QT Marshall, Ogogo. What are they called?
Factory.
Factory.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean-
even know if they've been on TV
But
in months.
but they're still there. I don't know who else. Yeah.
I don't
Best
know.
friends,
Like,
Orange
it
Cassidy,
was just thinking, I was
Statlander.
just thinking, like, you were talking about who could go against House of Black. And I was like, man, this question, like, months ago, it was like, man, there was like 15 different groups that we were like, could win the trios title. And now I'm like, I was really not like,
Danhausen's part of the best friends too, by the way.
I know who beats the House of Black. There's only one stable that can do it. The Wingman.
That's only 3 people now, though. Drake's no longer part of them.
Well, bring him in.
well, you only need 3 to win the trios title.
It's true.
Oh, well, shut up, Billy. What are you talking about? Confuse me.
Pretty Peter, Avalon.
Cesar.
Yep.
Yeah, there literally there is no group in AEW that could beat the House of Black. None that I could ever believe it.
Except for maybe the Elite.
It would have to be.
Death
That
Triangle.
triangle.
Death Triangle would have a
It would
shot.
have to be.
But again, we've
We've seen that.
had that match. That's
We haven't had Death Triangle versus House of Black.
Well, guys, here comes CM Punk and FTR to
the whole
save
thing.
the day.
Wasn't that the whole thing with
CM Punk and FTR. It has to be.
Oh,
With his eye and stuff, yeah, we've had that.
Yeah,
That
you're
was,
right. You're right. That's my bad. You're right. Well,
Jungle Hook.
next.
but that
Oh,
there is a potential that there a couple matches. I mean, there could be a few more matches announced for the card. I mean, you don't have
We still got
Jade's
Dynamite.
not on the card, the TBS title at all. So I mean,
Yeah.
like they could have some squash
It's-
there.
Yeah.
They've been teasing Jungle Boy and Christian Cage is back. that might end up being
Where's Austin? Where's Luchasaurus?
a pre-show match of the night.
I don't know that they haven't gotten that mask situated.
It's kind of quiet. Well, that creator was not letting that go. So I think Dynamite will really kind of clear the path a little bit for us tomorrow night. So I'm looking forward to Dynamite, and there's not really an AEW pay-per-view I don't look forward to. So I'm ecstatic. You guys we all gonna watch it together like three best friends?
Yeah, all time.
Of course, but the
Yeah.
fact that I'm not excited about the card gives me hope that maybe I'll enjoy it. 'Cause,
Hey,
my
there's hope.
expectations are low, but yeah, we'll see.
I like it. I'm so excited. I'm excited now.
Oh yeah. Well, it's been a fun show.
Always fun with you guys.
Remember to follow us on all of our social media at Lowdown Popcast, and make sure you tune in. When was it, Jonathan?
Sunday for the pay-per-view
Yeah,
starts at 8, right?
Pay-per-view's at 8, the pre-show's at 7, boys. Come on.
yeah. They need to tune in to the page around that time or something.
Might do something.
Maybe
Never know. You never know what we do.
pre-show time or showtime.
Showtime. I gotta work. I might not be here
Showtime.
before pre-show starts.
Yeah, so tune into the page.
Be on the lookout. There might be something
There
floating around.
might be something popping out there.
No guarantees.
But guys, we appreciate you tuning in. Follow us on all social media platforms at Lowdown Popcast. Again, we thank you for listening, tuning in with us. My name's Elliot.
My name's Shane, and I'm here to also announce that Billy Fox is going to be coming to the pay-per-view too. So it's complete.
Yep. Yeah, he is.
And what's your name?
Spirits with Billy.
Spirits with
Wait, you Spirits with Billy.
Booze
you don't-
with Billy.
You don't walk
Billy
out.
Boozled.
You don't walk out.
He bamboozled me. He bambillied me.
Oh my God. Hey guys, I'm Shane.
And I'm Jonathan.
This has been Lowdown Popcast, guys. And as always, let's keep it popping.